Hello everyone, and welcome to another brand new episode on my channel, Bohemian Book Club. Today I'll be talking about the book, The Body Keeps the Score, written by Bessel van der Kolk. Bessel van der Kolk, MD, is a Boston-based psychiatrist, noted for his research in the area of post-traumatic stress since the 1970s. In The Body Keeps the Score, Dr. Bessel van der Kolk draws on cutting-edge science to demonstrate how trauma physically alters the brain and body, impairing abilities like pleasure, engagement, self-control, and trust. He examines innovative therapies, such as neurofeedback, meditation, sports, drama, and yoga, that leverage the brain's neuroplasticity to aid recovery. Grounded in his own research, and that of other experts, the book highlights the profound impact of relationships on both harm and healing, providing fresh hope for reclaiming lives. Before moving ahead, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Part 1. Trauma is incredibly common in our society. Trauma is a widespread issue in society, extending beyond just military veterans. It's crucial to recognize that anyone can experience trauma, and it's time to delve deeper into its implications. Trauma stems from highly stressful or painful experiences that render individuals feeling powerless or overwhelmed. While war situations are commonly associated with trauma, it also arises from violent crimes and accidents. Instances like rape and child abuse, unfortunately, occur more frequently than commonly believed. Shocking statistics indicate a significant number of women falling victim to rape, with a substantial portion being underaged. Similarly, cases of child abuse are distressingly prevalent. These traumatic events profoundly impact not only the individuals directly affected, but also their social circles. Those traumatized often develop conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, leading to further complications such as depression and substance abuse. Furthermore, trauma breeds a sense of alienation from those who haven't undergone similar suffering. This was evident in a therapy group for Vietnam veterans, where those without trauma struggled to connect initially. Establishing trust with someone grappling with PTSD poses significant challenges, complicating relationships like marriages and parent-child bonds. This often strains friendships and family ties, sometimes resulting in estrangement or divorce. Part 2. Flashbacks cause people to relive the mental and physical trauma. Have you ever cringed or blushed when recalling an embarrassing moment? That slight discomfort offers a glimpse into how traumatic memories can affect the body. In individuals with PTSD, recalling trauma triggers a heightened stress response, as their brain interprets the memory as if it were happening again. This phenomenon, known as a flashback, was explored by the author in an experiment involving patients. Each participant listened to a recording that vividly recounted their traumatic experience, while inhaling air infused with trace amounts of radioactive particles. These particles, detectable in brain scans, reveal the regions activated during the recollection of trauma. One patient, Marsha, a 40-year-old teacher, revisited the tragic accident that claimed her young daughter and unborn child. As she listened to the script, her physiological responses intensified, elevated blood pressure and heart rate, accompanied by a slowdown in rational thinking, a characteristic of the brain's left hemisphere during trauma recall. This diminished rational function impairs the ability to discern reality from flashback. Notably, Marsha's Broca's area, responsible for speech, exhibited reduced activity, rendering her speechless. Moreover, her stress hormone levels remained persistently elevated, contrasting with the typical pattern of spiking and then declining in mentally healthy individuals post-threat. These findings underscore the profound impact of trauma recall, akin to reliving the traumatic event itself. Part 3: Childhood Trauma's Negative Impacts. Dealing with traumatic experiences is challenging for adults, but it's particularly tough for young children. Their still developing brains make them more vulnerable to a range of negative consequences, both in the immediate aftermath of the trauma and later in life. In an experiment conducted by the author, traumatized children showed a tendency to anticipate negative outcomes. When presented with images, they often imagine scenarios darker than those without trauma. For example, while non-traumatized children envisioned positive outcomes, such as a successful car repair, traumatized children imagined violent endings, like someone getting hurt. These cognitive patterns often persist into adulthood. Marilyn, a former nurse and patient of the author, initially claimed to have had a happy childhood, but later revealed she had been sexually abused. This trauma profoundly impacted her adult life, leading to issues like hypersensitivity to touch, and the development of an autoimmune disease affecting her vision, likely due to the stress induced by her trauma. While Marilyn's case may seem extreme, many others who experienced childhood trauma continue to grapple with its effects in adulthood. Part 4: Traumatic memories are vivid, unchanging, and easily triggered. When recounting stories, it's common for us to alter or omit certain details with each retelling, leading to variations from the original version. This phenomenon occurs because we don't typically store sensory details of events in our memory. Instead, we remember the general gist or emotional aspects. However, traumatic memories are an exception to this pattern. They are vividly retained and tend to remain unchanged over time. To illustrate this distinction, the author conducted experiments where participants recalled significant non-traumatic events, like weddings or childbirths. While they could recall their emotional states, they struggled to recall specific sensory details, such as the appearance of their partner's hair. Conversely, when recalling traumatic memories, sensory experiences like smell, taste, touch, and hearing played a significant role. For instance, a rape survivor associated the smell of alcohol with her trauma so strongly that it prevented her from attending parties. Studies, such as one conducted at Harvard Medical School, support the consistency of traumatic memories over time. Veterans with PTSD displayed unwavering recollections of wartime events, even decades later, contrasting with non-traumatized individuals whose memories evolved. The enduring nature of trauma, both in the body and the mind, raises the question: how do individuals learn to cope with it? To listen to more interesting summaries, please subscribe to my channel. Part 5: Yoga, a safe way to explore the relationship between the body and mind. The bond between our body and mind is intimate. To maintain a balanced and stable life, it's crucial to comprehend the workings of our emotions and their effects on our physical well-being. Unfortunately, trauma can disrupt this harmony significantly. Trauma often leaves individuals with an overly sensitive internal alarm system. For instance, those who have experienced childhood sexual abuse may find themselves overwhelmed with panic even in benign situations, such as intimate moments with their partner. In an attempt to cope, traumatized individuals often resort to numbing their emotions through excessive alcohol consumption, drug use, or workaholism. While these may offer temporary relief, they typically exacerbate mental health issues in the long run. Fortunately, there exists a healthier coping mechanism for navigating post-traumatic emotions: yoga. For trauma survivors, yoga provides a safe avenue to connect with their emotions and understand their physical manifestations. One of the author's patients, Annie, a rape survivor grappling with PTSD, embarked on a yoga journey despite initial challenges. Initially, even minor physical touch could trigger intense reactions in Annie's body. Persisting with yoga, Annie began to notice her body communicating her emotional state more clearly. She encountered difficulties, particularly with poses like the happy baby, which elicited feelings of pain, vulnerability, and sadness. Rather than shying away from these sensations, Annie chose to confront and accept them through her yoga practice. Ultimately, yoga empowered Annie to acknowledge and process negative emotions, rather than suppressing them, offering her a pathway to healing. Part 6: Mindfulness and supportive relationships are essential to trauma recovery. Mindfulness is currently a popular trend, but it's more than just a passing fad. It's a highly effective way of life, especially in trauma recovery. But how does it actually help? At its core, mindfulness involves being fully aware of your body and emotions, rather than suppressing them. This can be particularly challenging after experiencing trauma, as painful memories often lead us to bury our feelings, rather than confront them. No one enjoys feeling sad, angry, or shattered, especially when these emotions are triggered by traumatic memories. However, by pushing these emotions aside, you'll also miss the opportunity to address the trauma and begin the healing process. Mindfulness can mitigate both the psychological and physiological effects of trauma, ranging from depression and stress to conditions like chronic pain. It can also enhance immune function, activate brain regions involved in emotional regulation, and stabilize stress hormone levels. In addition to mindfulness, supportive personal relationships are crucial for trauma recovery. Building a network of family, friends, and mental health professionals ensures that individuals have a support system to lean on when needed. These networks can be fostered through various avenues such as support groups, religious communities, or veteran organizations. Part 7: Neurofeedback helps trauma sufferers rewire their brains. Did you know that electrical signals play a crucial role in governing the activities of your brain? These brain waves regulate our cognitive processes, making them highly significant. Unfortunately, trauma can disrupt these brain waves. Let's explore how. Among the various types of brain waves, alpha waves are particularly notable. They are typically associated with feelings of calmness and relaxation. A recent study conducted at the University of Adelaide in Australia focused on soldiers who had served in conflict zones like Iraq or Afghanistan. The study found that prolonged exposure to such environments led to a decrease in the production of alpha waves in the soldiers' brains. Instead, their brainwave patterns resembled those of children diagnosed with ADHD, impacting their ability to relax, remain calm, and concentrate. Fortunately, the brain has the capacity to recover, through a process known as neurofeedback. Neurofeedback enables individuals affected by trauma to modify their brainwave patterns, encouraging the production of alpha waves to promote relaxation and calmness. By presenting the patient's brainwave activity in real time on a screen, they can visually observe when they need to consciously relax. As they successfully relax, they witness an increase in alpha wave production, and may even receive positive reinforcement, akin to a video game interface. Consider Lisa, a 27-year-old patient of the author. Lisa endured a traumatic childhood, marked by parental abandonment and abuse, leading to self-destructive behavior and emotional instability. However, with neurofeedback treatment, Lisa experienced significant improvements. By learning to generate alpha waves and consciously relax, she gained the ability to address and process her traumatic past. Although neurofeedback has demonstrated remarkable effectiveness, its utilization remains limited. Overall, societal understanding and management of trauma still have a long way to progress. However, with the growing acceptance of mindfulness and advancements in mental health awareness, there is optimism for the future of mental health treatment. Thank you for watching this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Your comments, likes and shares are highly appreciated. See you soon in our next episode.